everyone's moment in time to enliven a quality, meaningful, and inspiring life through time tellers. Welcome. Mr. Sean Mang, head of watch of Poison Ad. Poison Ad is a Chinese leading Gen Z trendy online shopping platform committed to help young people and find beautiful things, trendy lifestyle, and high quality products. With integration of online community, Poison's user penetrations among 260 million Gen Zs in China and has exceeded 70% and is still growing rapidly. Mr. Roger Gopana Ao, CMO of Titan Watches and Wearables. Titan Watches is one of India's leading watch brands that brought about a paradigm shift in the Indian watch market with advanced technology and international styling. Last but not least, Mr. Yang, founder of Julian Michaels, started in 2020. Wow, last year. Julian Michaels is a Singaporean-based independent watch company. Its first collections, Infinity One, was sold out within the first few weeks of its launch, following a successful funding campaign. The current collections, Infinity 2, was launched in December 2020, and two more collections are now well into design phases. Welcome, thank you. 大家俾多啲掌聲，我哋台上嘅嘉賓。A round of applause to all the speakers today. We're so excited to hear your insight and experience. So now I will start to ask questions, and I will invite all of you to share your insights to all the audience today. First of all, what unique challenge and opportunities does your watch sourcing sector present in today's market?
Okay. Since the pandemic, I believe that many of us are forced to optimize the use of technology. A lot of opportunities to explore, but it also comes with a challenge because the sourcing is available wide there. It means competition is getting tougher as well. As we can see that live selling is growing dominantly nowadays, and it also stresses much on low price. I think it may affect a lot of affordable branded watches that cost higher, and I think that is a challenge that we need to solve together. That's what.
Yeah, do you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, and well, because we do e-commerce platform, we do more, we do less purchasing. So, but the pricing competition is very actions these days. So it's exactly the problem that we need to solve together.
Yeah, certainly can't agree more. And it's changing. It's becoming fast fashion. In some portion of the product category is becoming fast fashion, and some categories also the value is also growing. I think a combination of both is happening today. So it's becoming multiple challenges.
Yeah, so many challenges.
Yeah, for me, I think just to add to the point for both gentlemen here, yes, there'll be a lot of new brands out there, but there are also a lot of watch enthusiasts. They are much better informed. During the pandemic, all they did was research, what to do with the money. Sometimes the government gives them money, so they have to spend it, right? So I think they are very informed now. So actually, challenges for me and my friends in Singapore is actually the reverse. We are trying to break out of the micro brand, independent brand syndrome. So we have to work even harder.
Yes, need to work very hard. Okay, the next questions. Are there any notable sustainability initiatives or ethical considerations being integrated into watch sourcing across your countries? Maybe you can start first.
Sure. I think generally there are no particular issues regarding to sourcing matter, but however, indeed we face a lot of challenges due to the pandemic. right, the viewpoint about watches has shifted. When we talk about watches, good watches especially, people tend to relate with luxury watches because maybe by its soaring price at the period, and maybe they are perceived more valuable. Second, we know that time teller can be easily found everywhere nowadays. So this may make people may think affordable branded watches may no longer be important as they were used to be. And then the third, the pandemic itself has boosted technology disruption, right? And then technology infiltrates across fields, including watches. And I personally think that this has degraded the real meaning, the real beauty of watches, because there is a label of conventional and traditional watch, and I disagree with that, because the real watch, I don't call this as a conventional watch. This is the real watch, which is built to record long-term, meaningful memories, milestones, regardless of the price.
Yes. So
Yes.
not just a watch.
Yes, not a watch.
Yes.
And may I continue? I think I need to some more.
Yeah.
Because our industry has some challenges. Yeah. So I think this is an ultimate accessory. This is an ultimate accessory that can present the luxurious taste of jewelry and consists of the very important element, the running time. And what I feel very deeply about watches is a watch is a devotion actually. It's a devotion to the nobility of time that has contributed so greatly in human civilization. So I think we need to collectively, not just brand watches as accessory or just a time teller, because it will be a dead end in front. We need to collectively to convey beautiful messages that far exceeds technology matters like super sophisticated. I think a watch is built for forever, and we can together transform watches to become primary choice in lifestyle, and it needs to come from Asia.
Wow. Then we will be proud. Okay.
And I believe I've just heard some very exciting insights on this watch business. And also as an online platform of trading pop fashion and Poison trying to give the customer the reasons to know the product, to love the product. So on our platform, 80% of our customers will read the contents created by the other product owners, the KOC and KOLs, and some of them is just created by the brands. So people are going to know the products better for the new technology as internet and other different technologies like AI. They can know AI and VR, they can know the products better actually compared to the went down and see the real product in the stores. So we are trying to solve the problem for the both sellers and our customers. And we believe that's working because we have been rapidly growth on watch business for like last 5 years. So I believe there's a new future and we're going to solve all these challenges together.
Yeah, especially for the young generations. Yes.
Yeah, I think we spoke about interesting point about memories, watches, and then customers are well researched, and young generation. So combining of all these points is the one which we are experiencing. I think now the customers are also not only buying a product, they are also buying a purpose. And then who is making this purpose? And then what is the purpose? And then what they're trying to serve for a larger society. I think that's what we are experiencing. So therefore, you have to be authentic also when you are manufacturing the process. How conscious you are about maintaining a sustainability. What are the efforts you are taking? For example, we are ensuring that material is being recycled, whether the battery can be mercury free, whether we are able to meaningfully recycle it, all those things, the circular economy. Can we take the responsibility to bring back the material, recycle it, and then to protect? And also can we, one example is the leather working group which we bought. When the process does leather straps, can it be done in more responsible manner? And there are a lot of things, whether from your design, the product, and then the retail, and what responsibility you take. I think a lot of things are happening in sustainability. That's becoming very, very important.
Very important. Yeah?
I'm just going to keep this short. For us, we work with two manufacturers, one here and one in Guangzhou, and we do work with them, and we not QC them, but we check, what are their
Make
policies.
sure the quality.
Exactly, and their waste disposal, and what kind of policies they have, and that they are responsible. And we want to maintain that kind of integrity when we work with, whoever wants to work with us. And that's our little bit of contributing to making sure that we don't use plastics in our watch.
And it's also very important to know. Yes. Okay, now we keep going. In terms of quality and innovations, how does your country compare when it comes to watch sourcing?
I think watches nowadays are good in quality, reasonably good. I'm not the person who wants to push watches as extremely innovative like the technology device, but I prefer building watch. Remember that it has the luxury side, it has the jewelry side, regardless the price. So I think a watch is a very emotional property that stores memories, and I see a lot of our customers or friends wear watches worn by their parents, and that is the best gift ever, the luckiest gift. I think that's it.
Yes, many of us has that memories connected with watches.
And I believe, I think everybody here will agree that the China mainland, including Hong Kong, and we used to manufacturing a lot of watches with good qualities for all the world. And but if maybe from the 90s, maybe more, it's not more initiate brands and unique designs from China. It's more like we do the manufacturing part. But these days we got new brands like Siga, like Barons. They already went to the GPHG and got nominated or not even win the challenge prize. And in these days in China, local domestic brands, they got very unique design with resin crystals or other complicated mechanical technologies. So these days the quality and design in Chinese domestic brands, they are raising rapidly. And we believe, and also the customer believe, that they will create even better product for Chinese people, maybe someday for the whole world.
Yes, combining all the items. Yes.
I certainly agree. I think quality has certainly evolved, and then we are much above the threshold of the quality that you are doing. But what I'm saying is, now it has become a fashion accessory. So therefore, innovation in terms of the materials we use, various finishes, that combination, and more importantly, the deep design stories which we can think of. How to be able to connect to a story about watch this, I think that's becoming more important. So innovation has taken a different turn. Earlier innovation, I think maybe a decade back, innovation was more on the functions it can do, the movement, and then from there I think it is gradually shifted, but shifted for certain different directions. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yes, go beyond the expectations.
I don't know how different we are, but because I send the questions to a lot of my watchmaker friends in Singapore, there's a lot of them. And I got some of the answers here. I'm not going to read them all, but I think the universal answer we have is they are innovating, but not in the technological point of view. More from you can have a stainless steel bezel on a stainless steel watch, but for now, I think the minimum they're looking for is a ceramic bezel at least, and they're trying to keep up. As I said, we're trying to keep up in the whole digital landscape. We're fighting against the big boys with their marketing dollars, right? So we have to differentiate, and being a smaller player, we have to give value for money, and that's why we are independent brands, because we can be flexible. We can be flexible. I have a watch that I designed 3 months ago. I can't find someone to make it. I am that flexible. I want to make it, but I am looking for someone right here today, and I will do it. But so I think we are looking for stories. You know, everything comes from a story, but it also comes from trying to be a little different in your design, more original. And I think we are being very aggressive about that. But moving forward, I think we need our partners, manufacturers, to be as flexible as well. Because we can't stick to a template. Don't show me a template and 1 millimeter more, we can't do that. No, we can do it. I'll show you, we can do it. So we want everyone to move together.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, but that's for Singapore. I can't speak for the rest.
And keep challenging each others, even though in the same field.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, and next questions. Are there certain types of watches or specific price segment that your country tend to focus on when sourcing or developing the brands?
Like I said before, that the beauty of watches must be enjoyed by the majority of the people of the country, because I don't think that good watches refers to luxury watches. That is what I think, and it needs to be enjoyed to as many people as possible, especially how to suit to our average income in our country, and actually the price segment in our country is below $200. And again, I'm not a person that like to push watches to be as innovative, because it is a red ocean. We will compete with the big boys or with the technology side, or even we may compete with other accessories like maybe bracelets, maybe glasses, maybe a lot of things. Maybe until other time, I see a lot of people in Hong Kong when I'm working, I see many people don't wear watch because maybe they relate it to as a time teller. They relate it just as an accessory. But watches is a very beautiful thing. It has a lot of function. I think it is complete. It has, the running time. It stores moment. It is also jewelry. So we need to cultivate the story, and we need to grow the richness, in watches, not just the technology side.
I can feel your passion.
I bet you got a lot of watches.
Yeah.
And I cannot agree more about this gentleman's idea. Because we more focus on the Gen Z and even younger customers, we realize that the knowledge of watch needs to be rising. At the very start, maybe they can only be moved by the items they haven't seen themselves from their older generation or from the commercials from the brands. But we believe that in these days in China, the younger people will choose the pricing, we'll choose the beauty instead of pricing. We will, because we are a platform trying to let our customer to find the beauty. So our customers has a reflection that they want to find the beauty stuff. And it's not only just mechanical watch or the stainless steel or the gold, but they also use plastic with easier technology but better fashion design. So in these days, the fashion design watch from Swiss made or Japan or Chinese domestic, they are more being accepted by the customers and more hot for the process of time. So we believe that all kinds of watches has the opportunity to reach in China. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think from an Indian perspective, we are looking big time into materials too. Various materials and combination is the one certainly we are looking at. And second big thing is about the various colors. Now colors are becoming very, very demanding and then exciting in the market. So how will we be able to get exotic colors, different materials? And the next big thing from the movement is about, can we do something interesting display? Currently we are all used to certain type of movements and then it is built from that. And fundamentally, can we have a different paradigm shift in that? Can we give the freedom to the designers to design even the movement? And can somebody build around that and then it opens up the next era? I think these are the three big things which you are looking at.
We should look at that. Mr. Mount?
Yeah, the most popular watch in Singapore is probably by Apple. Yeah, you hate to hear it. But on the whole, I think a lot of Singaporeans go for dive watches and field watches. Price-wise, I have no idea because I just saw a report that said that for luxury watches, Singapore is number 4 in terms of spending, right? I don't know these people, so I don't know what the price range is that people will be.
Thank you. So still have many potentials to have different prices range. Okay, and next questions. How has the ongoing global situations affect the watch sourcing trend in your nations?
Okay, I think now it is very much saturated in our country, especially. I don't see, after the pandemic, I don't see many branded watches, especially the affordable one, kind of aggressive in doing the communicating or giving the message of a beauty of watches. But luckily that watches is not just an alternative fashion accessory. Okay, it has quality issue. It's not like bracelet. You don't have a very much quality issue. It has quality issue that needs to be covered by warranty. And then a backbone of watch is of course the story, the emotion. Okay, that is the backbone of a watch. That is what I think.
Yes.
And, I believe as a platform focused on selling, I'm not in the position of doing these comments, so I'll let the other gentleman do the job.
Yeah. Sure. I think certainly the sourcing strategies have changed. I think during the pandemic we had big challenges on borders, logistics, and many other things, and therefore it forced those domestic suppliers to actually innovate, to leapfrog into this idea of can we make it in their own countries. From offshoring, I think the big shift has happened in onshoring, the respective countries, and therefore I'm seeing there's a lot of things that are happening in terms of building capabilities, building technologies within the country, and then bringing more capacities and collaboration among even the various players so that they'll be able to build watches, and then they're now connecting with other countries in terms of technology, partnership. There are many, I think the significant shift has happened that is only getting further strengthened now. So we are yet to see the full play, but I'm seeing that it certainly shifted a lot.
To me, not much has changed. In fact, like I said, people who are into watches, we just talk about people who are into watches and the stories of the watches and the history. They are really more informed, and it's really different from maybe a few years ago. They are into the stories, they are into not just the design, they know the specs. They know the specs, they know about movements nowadays. So at least from where we come from, we have to respect that. And we really have to connect with them and to be really transparent with people. What's in our watches? Why are we doing this? I mean, you could just use your phone, right? Tell the time, or just ask someone. So to us, I think connection on a digital platform is very important, through forums, through apps. It's not about pushing a watch to people, and we can't make them wear a watch if they don't want to. But I think it's more about, more importantly today, the world is a little bit smaller because of the pandemic, right? So I think connecting, informing, and giving them insights, I think that's most important.
Yes, as most of the customers, they do a lot of research before they purchase. Okay, now we keep going. Can we discuss any collaborations or partnership between local manufacturers and international watch brands in your countries?
I think it is growing in trends, but I'm not aware particularly. We are in this business for the 3rd generation, and then we are also looking forward to, being a part of this very beautiful industry, actually.
And I think it's still not my question, so please, sir.
certainly it is. A lot of things are happening in terms of both establishing the relationship, collaboration, and many things are happening in the country. Yes.
I'm not aware of a lot of this kind of collaborations in Singapore, but there's a watch club who did something with Hublot recently. I think it was a limited edition for Singapore with Chinese indices. It was really cool. So yeah, that's all I know actually.
Thank you. And one more questions to all of you, and then we will dedicate different questions to our speaker. Okay? Are there any unique supply chain challenges that are being adjusted by the watch industry in your country?
Sorry,
Are there any unique supply chain challenges that are being adjusted by the watch industry?
well, it's maybe it's the question not supposed to be answered by me, but these days I've been talking to a lot of brand owners in China and manufacturers. Actually, from the last 3 years, and a lot of smaller business partners in the supply chain, they have faced a very huge challenge to survive, and as a result, there is a many of the parts in the supply chain has faced the problem that nobody is willing or to manufacture again. As the gentleman said, maybe there's a good design, but nobody could make the parts, or nobody could do the whole manufacturing job. So I believe in these days, we, as the platform, as us, we need to create better market for the business and to let it rising again. And then I believe the supply chain problem is going to be solved by the time.
Yes, agree with that. Okay, now is the time to ask specific questions to our speaker, Mr. Rajagopala. We would like to know, could you highlight the key factors driving source trends in Indian watch industry currently?
Yes. Well, I think the first thing which I'm seeing is about the suppliers' ability to adapt to the technologies. So how they are able to adapt to the new technologies so that the designers can think of new concepts, new features is the one. And the big shift on we respect people who also build the technical expertise in how to be able to convert the story. I think we spoke about there's a technology designers can do, how my ability to convert that into a real tangible product, marketable product is the one which we are looking at. And third is about actually giving the fineness. We also spoke about a lot of memories, accessory and other things. I'll be able to convert that technical expertise into a craftsmanship, very high finish, aesthetic appeal and kind of thing. And finally, I think the ability to scale up also. Combination scale up and finally ethical practices. I think combination of is the one which we are looking at.
Thank you so much.
These are the trends I think which will determine the source.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next question is to Mr. Yang. How does Singapore's role in watch industry sourcing differ from its neighbor countries?
Okay, first of all, I don't know how we are different. I'm just gonna tell you what we do. Okay? The first thing is quite related to what you said about craftsmanship, about quality and all that. So more and more we're looking for quality and yet giving you less time. So that's a challenge for you and for us. And it's not that we want to be IWC or something. It's not that. We have our stories, we have our own little target audiences, we cater to different people, you know. In fact, we have a TV commercial that's coming up. It's going to be really funny. I'm going to share it with you all later on. But quality is the first thing that we go for. And a lot of people are capable of quality from the first floor to the third floor. But I think QC is one thing I will look at, especially during the pandemic. I realized that our timelines were stretched really long. And we couldn't deliver fast enough. And these were people who make pre-sales or pre-orders sometimes. So now I think I would look at trying to streamline process when it comes to supply chain and materials. So we are looking for a lot of new materials all the time, even though it's kind of strange to be chasing after the meteorite just because someone else did it and all that. But I think we're exploring a lot. And lastly, I think we are looking for more of a bespoke kind of experience. So we really don't want a template. We don't want to stick to something and then we want things to be done. It can be done. It's just a watch. We're not building a Ferrari here, right? And so the bespoke part comes from understanding from both ends that we need to be flexible. Yes, it will cost more because it's not something that's been done. Nobody wants something that's done every year. No one wants another Explorer lookalike, all right? So we are all original guys here. We are trying to make the best designs we can with the best stories we have. And then that will cater to someone out there. But we need our partners, suppliers and partners and retailers to be on the same page. We have to be on the same page, and we can all grow together, evolve together. But if I want a hexagon-shaped case, give me a hexagon-shaped case. That's all I ask.
Yeah, it's a teamwork. Okay, the next question is to Mr. Hendra Kesuma. With e-commerce on the rise, how are online sales platforms impacting the sourcing landscape for watches in this region?
In our country, live selling is growing significantly, and then people are competing to attract customers with what is attractive on screen. And I think this even the sales even is astronomical. Actually, it's very high, but I think it is a problem in the long term for watches because it can make watches as just an accessory. And when you are just an accessory, you will compete with a big red ocean. That's why we need to collectively keep reviving the beauty of watches. We don't just market watches as a time teller like the gentleman here. I think we all agree on the same page that a watches is something to be built for eternity, for a long term. You know, it's very precious. I think it is more than just a jewelry.
Yes, we keep this in mind. Okay, then one more question dedicated to Mr. Sean Long. As the leading young generation e-commerce platform, what's the difference between Poison app and other traditional platforms?
And yeah, that's the problem. Maybe some of the audience will want to ask. We are a platform called Poison. That means when you come to us, you can stop, and it won't stop. And we are a platform that focuses on the pop trend, and we also have the largest younger customers, Gen Z in China, and we and the 260 million Chinese Gen Z customer, and we have exceeded like 70% of them to be our customer. And the other difference is maybe everybody is familiar with Tmall and Jingdong. They more like the traditional offline retailers. They do business with brands and authority distributors, and actually they have the limits of their selections. But on Dewu, we are a combination of community and sales channel. I mean, as I mentioned, 70% of our customer will use and read the contents created by the other people activated in our platform, and actually 80% of contents on our platform with the link of the product that mentioned in their contents. And actually, this is the most efficient way today in Chinese market. We want to bring your customer from interest to the buying. So, and we also a platform with our full ability of QC and delivery. We integrate everything on this business after business channel. So not like the other platforms that brand owners and operators, they need to run their business 90% of the business themselves. On Dewu, you need to only handle the selection, the listing, and the pricing, and we're going to do the rest of the job. So we're very welcome for everyone to join us to bring better shopping experience and your product to new young Chinese Gen Z customers.
Yes, it's a community. Yes, and very comprehensive. Okay, it's time for you. If you have the questions, please raise your hand and we can ask our speaker today. 我们在场有没有特别的问题想要跟我们的嘉宾朋友分享的？ Okay, if you don't have questions in mind, we can give a round of applause to all our speakers today. And you are still in this great show, so we can have a lot of interactions off stage. Thank you so much. Maybe we can take a pictures